American privilege keeps blurring my vision. Inherited sickness.
Have you ever wondered how an attitude can change your life? In today's video, we will unravel an episode about the cruel King Herod and his terrible death. Welcome to our channel, where curiosity leads us to amazing discoveries. At that time, King Herod turned all his anger against some members of the church, determined to persecute them and cause them suffering. Herod's wickedness reached a terrible point when he ordered the death of James, John's brother, brutally murdering him with a sharp sword. This cruel action found approval among the Jews, which encouraged him to continue his persecution of Jesus' followers. Herod, realizing the Jews' contentment with their persecution of the church, decided to arrest Peter as well. This occurred during the days of the Passover celebration, a period of great religious significance, as he wanted more approval among the Jews. Peter was captured and locked in a prison, where 4 groups of soldiers were assigned to watch him, intending to present him to the public after Easter. For with the celebration of Easter the people would be distracted, so passing the Passover all attention would be to the death of Peter. While Peter was incarcerated, the church did not give up on him. They gathered constantly in fervent prayers to God, pleading for his protection and deliverance. However, on a crucial night, while Herod was about to bring Peter to trial, something extraordinary happened. While Peter slept between 2 soldiers, handcuffed and watched, an angel of the Lord appeared in prison. A divine light shone brightly, and the angel touched Peter, waking him up. The chains that held him fell from his hands. The angel told Peter to get dressed and put on his sandals, and Peter obeyed promptly. The angel even told him to put his cape on his shoulders and follow him. Peter, even without fully understanding what was happening, followed the angel. As they passed the prison guards, they reached an iron door leading to the city. Surprisingly, the door opened by itself before them. If it were today, it would be like an automatic gate opening at that time. Together, Peter and the angel walked the dark streets, until the angel, fulfilling his mission, disappeared. Peter, now fully aware that he was experiencing a miracle, found his way to the house of Mary, mother of John Mark. There a group of the faithful were gathered in fervent prayer, interceding for their deliverance. Peter knocked on the courtyard door, and a young woman named Rhoda ran out to listen. Recognizing Peter's voice, Rhoda was so moved that she could not open the door, but ran inside to announce that Peter was at the door. Those present at the meeting did not believe what they heard, suggesting that perhaps it was their angel. However, Peter persisted in knocking, until they finally opened the door and saw him there, causing great astonishment. This means they were praying, but when God answered, they did not believe their prayers. Peter calmed them all with a gesture of silence, so as not to draw attention, and commented on the miraculous ransom that the Lord had accomplished, freeing him from the clutches of Herod and the Jewish people. He instructed that this news be brought to James and the other brethren before leaving the place and leaving for a safe place. When the day dawned, there was great agitation among the soldiers guarding the prison, for Peter had disappeared. Herod, unable to find him, ordered the guards to be executed immediately. Meanwhile, Herod was in conflict with the inhabitants of Tyre and Sidon. They sought reconciliation with him through Blastus, the king's chamberlain, in search of peace, as they depended on the king's territory for their subsistence. On an appointed day, Herod appeared before the audience wearing royal clothes, sitting in court. The people, amazed, where people called him God, exclaimed that he was the voice of God and not an ordinary man. Thus glorifying King Herod, his heart was filled with pride and vanity. However, Herod's pride blinded him, and he gave no glory to God. It was at this time that an angel of the Lord struck him instantly, and Herod was afflicted by terrible pains. And so he was eaten by worms, he succumbed to death, a terrible consequence of his arrogance and persecution of the church. Thus history reveals the power of faith and prayer, and how God miraculously protected and delivered Peter, while divine justice overtook Herod for the evil he had committed.